Hello everyone and welcome back to Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek. We have reached episode number 49 and are now in August. Just starting off by giving the trailer a bit of a wash because it's been busy carting the sugar beet cut to the BGA whilst we've skipped ahead a couple of months just so our crops are ready. That's right, last time we did the last mowing of meadow number 1 and meadow number 2 and all the way up here, and we've got three sets of crops in our various fields. We've got oats in field 4, 5, 6 and 7, sorghum in 8 and 9 and soybean in field number 10. And if we take a look, we can see that our oats and our sorghum are ready to harvest. So hence why we were washing out the trailer. It's going to have crop in it now, so we wanted to get all the sugar beet cut remnants off it. The truck and trailer's been busy carting sugar beet cut to the BGA, and that's been processing to make biogas, as well as our silage that's been processing in the fermenting silo and been automatically distributing to the BGA. So the bank balance is looking pretty fantastic, $720,000, which gets us back up to a good level since some of our more expensive purchases of the new Terminator seed drill and also our rather large digestate spreader. Oh, it looks like we've got a little bit of oats in that sorghum field. How strange. Must have just caught the edge when we were drilling. But that's okay there. And we can scurry back and, for the last time, get in our Case IH axial flow harvester. Here it is, the red beast. That's been an absolutely amazing harvester. Since we purchased it, we obviously started off with the Class Dominator first of all on Mossy Pine. We upgraded to this, and we've never looked back since because it's been absolutely fantastic. So let's grab the 45-foot draper and we can head over to the field. But I'm thinking on the way I'm actually going to do a little upgrade to this harvester because we've got large fields, a wide header, and the hopper size is just a little bit too small. So there is a fixed and bigger header hopper that we can put on top, and that's going to give us an extra 2,000 odd litres to store in the harvester whilst it's harvesting. So we will take it. Every little helps, and that just means that we don't have to empty as often. So this is the foldable hopper we've got at the moment, which gives us 10,000 litres, but we are going to upgrade that to the XL extension, which bumps it up to 12,219 litres. There we go, back in here, and we can hitch up the header once more. Yeah, slightly different look, and it's not a foldable hopper, but we've got enough storage space now that we've got a nice tool shed. We don't need to fold the hopper away. But yeah, let's head over to our oat field. We're going to start with the oat field because that's the smaller of the two, and then we'll move on to the sorghum one as well. And then we are going to have to skip ahead a couple of months to do our soybean harvest, but I do want to do that in the same session because yeah, we want to conclude Mossy Pine Ranch with 3 harvests. And this is episode 49, but I do plan on doing up to episode 50. And of course from our oats we are going to get straw, so yeah, we want to make sure that we come and collect that and do something with it. Right, so header lifted up and get that folded. And yes, I don't think we probably do need to unfold the harvester, but it's not as visible when we haven't got a hopper to unfold. But yeah, let's make sure straw swath is enabled. It is. So we can fire up and get straight into our oat harvest. Fantastic. Now that extra 2,000 litre is really going to help. Superb. Nice straw swath following. So let's get this harvest all done. And the oats is really going to benefit our horses. And they are nearing low on their food. So we want to get them nice and fed up. So I'll see you when we're done. There we go. Last little nugget harvested there in the tiny little dink corner that we have on this field. And it is quite nice having creative sized, shaped fields. Makes it interesting for harvesting. Not having just squared fields all the time. Needs a bit of curvature to make it interesting. Yeah, I think that's quite a good haul of oats. I am just going to try something a little bit odd and see if we can harvest this section of oats that's appeared in field number 9. And that's because we've got oats in the harvester, so it should clear down that amount, produce a little bit of straw. I think it's left the sorghum undisturbed, so that's just going to make it a bit easier when it comes to harvesting the sorghum, that it's not going to interfere with the harvester and confuse it. But yeah, let's get this last bit of oats into the trailer and we can see how much we've got. There we go. Fold the pipe in, and I think we'll go... Actually, we'll probably start this end just so we can guarantee that the harvester's not going to get confused with this little patch. And we'll need to run the truck over to the horses to get them fed, and we'll also need to empty any remnants into the silo so we've got a nice clear trailer for the next harvest. So let's hop in and follow the track round to the horses. 26,329 litres. That's pretty decent. We should be able to scoot around here and then down to the new part of the ranch, which has our bigger animal farm. Yeah, not the largest volume of oats. We do have, obviously, a lot of horses now that need probably quite a few oats. But I think because we've got the sorghum, which can be used between horses and chickens, we should be okay. And of course, if we need to get any more oats, we can pop to the store and purchase it because we've got a lot of funds in the ranch bank account. But I did a little count up earlier, and I think we've got 26 horses. I might count again just to make sure. But it goes to show how far we've come from our 5 original horses that we started out with on Mossy Pine. Fantastic. So we'll spin round and give the horses their oats, and then whatever they don't consume we will put in the silo. There we go, they've taken a few thousand and that'll keep them nice and happy, and the rest can go in the silo and we can distribute a little bit to some of the other horse pastures we've got in the older part of the ranch. Now you'll see that the chickens have been busy once more, making lots of eggs, and as have the sheep. They've got lots of wool tucked away in the little cubby hole of their sheep pen there. So yeah, lots of wool, lots of eggs, which is fantastic. And the remaining oats can go in here, and that'll help keep the horses nice and fed for a little while, as will the sorghum once we harvest it. There we go, that's all in, and then we need to position the truck somewhere suitable for us to come and harvest and deposit the sorghum. Right, I'm going to gamble here is going to be the place that we are unloading, so we should make it all the way around the top and back down here before we unload. Sorghum does not yield as highly as some of our other crops, so yeah, I'm expecting that we should be near enough okay. Back in the case we go, and we want to just get fired up straight away and onto our sorghum harvest. There we go, and it's harvested that patch quite nicely without issue, although there were a little bit of oats in there. And I think when driving past field 10, which has got soybeans in, there is a tiny little patch of sorghum in there as well, so must have just strayed when we were doing quite large turning circles with our new bigger seed drill. But that's alright, we should be okay. So it's on to the sorghum harvest, and hopefully we make it round to where the truck is, on 15% already. Yeah, I'm going to get busy with this, and I'll see you once we're all harvested. No straw from the sorghum. sorghum harvest is done. And we even managed to get that little slither that was in the soybean field there, which is handy. So let's take this 3,000 litres that's left in the hopper down to the truck. And I'm very hopeful for a fruitful harvest, because it looks like we've had quite a few full loads in there, and our rather large articulated trailer is looking pretty full. So yeah, I'm hopeful that we're going to be up in the sort of 60,000 litres range. That would be very, very nice, and that would benefit our chickens and our horses immensely in the next year. So let's empty this up. I'm going to drop the harvester where the starting location for the soybean harvest will be, down in the ranch yard, and then we can get our sorghum into the chickens and the rest in the silo. Right, let's leave harvester there. This is where we will start our soybean harvest. And let's nip back to the truck and see how much sorghum we have got. 71,553. Very nice, 86%. That is what we wanted to see, and that's going to benefit our chickens and our horses immensely in the next year. So let's get some to the chickens, because they are nearing empty. They have had barley in there, and barley, to be honest, is the better crop to do for chickens. It yields more, and it also just seems to be better for chickens. Sorghum doesn't yield as well, and I don't know whether chickens sort of use more or less feed with sorghum versus barley, but yeah, I just think it's probably better sticking to barley for chickens and oats for horses. But we wanted to do a cash crop, so yeah, we needed something for our horses, oats, and then we needed something for our chickens. But the oat field wasn't particularly big, so we opted to go for sorghum that time round. And yeah, maybe I could have done both fields sorghum, and then we would have had a really nice quantity for keeping the horses and chickens fed. But never mind. And we want to get as much as we can into the chickens now, so they make eggs for the foreseeable. Right, sorghum for the chickens. Wow, I can't believe it. They've nearly scoffed the entire lot. So the horses are only left with 5%, 4,414 litres. So we probably are going to need to buy oats and barley in the next year to keep the chickens and horses fed, but don't feel too bad about that, because we have a large number of chickens now, up to 700, and we've got 20 odd horses, so really is difficult keeping them all fed. But yet nonetheless, we will keep them fed, because we make great profits from eggs, and the horses, they are just part of the furniture at the ranch. Can't bring myself to sell any. Tiniest bit of sorghum in the silo, and then we can get the truck parked up in readiness for the soybean harvest. I think we'll stick the truck on the other side of the field, because on the yard side we have a silo, so we can deposit directly from the harvester into there if we need to, and on this side it's good to have the trailer to dump into as and when we need. There you go. I think we can just hover on this corner here and not obstruct the traffic too much. So let's engine off, cover on, and then we can fast forward to, I think it'll be October for our soybean harvest. But before we do, we'll check in on our animals, and yep, we have a mighty number of chickens. Yep, we have around 700 chickens by my count. So we're nearly maxed out of that chicken coop. Yep, all the chickens are producing lots and lots of eggs. So we are making hand over fist with eggs, which is fantastic. Sheep are looking pretty plentiful as well. They've got all the hay they could ever want, and there's lots of them as well reproducing, which is really, really good. And the horses, yep, they've got a good amount of oats and hay, so they're well balanced with both foods. And if we do a quick tot up of horses, 23, 24 horses. So from our initial 5, we've now got 24 horses, which is fantastic. Right, so not much more we can do today, but wait for October when we can harvest our soybeans. See you then. Welcome to October. So yeah, we're now ahead in October and our soybeans are ready to be harvested. Thank goodness. So yeah, they're now in the ready to harvest status, and so is our grass, but unfortunately we're not going to get the time to be able to do that again. But next time we do grass, it'll probably have to be hay because we are running a bit low on hay now. We have completely cleared out the grass from the fermenting silo. So yeah, all grass and silage has been processed, and the BGA has completed all the silage and even the sugar beet cut processing as well. So yep, that's all done, but we are looking good on the bank. $846,533, which is awesome. Yeah, really do make some great proceeds from both silage, and the sugar beet cut has been a nice trickle feed of money as well. But it's time to harvest our cash crop, and hopefully we'll be able to sell this for a good price. We might not be able to sell it at the optimum time, but we will see what we can get for it, along with our eggs and wool, which we've got plentiful of as well. So let's get started and stuck in for our final harvest on mossy pine. There we go, we'll just sweep round this corner, and then we can do the nice straight edge along the edge of the field here, and we'll make sure we do a nice headland on the return trip. Yeah, Mossy Pine Ranch has been absolutely fantastic to us. Can't believe it's the last harvest, and next episode, which will be the final episode, we'll probably have to collect up the straw, which is in the field to the left of me where we harvested the oats, and we'll also have to sell some of our produce and see how much money we get. But you would have seen between this session and the last session we had that we did a nice little train trip to Silver Run Forest, which was exciting. They've got some interesting projects going on over there, so potentially after we're done with episode 50 of Mossy Pine Ranch, the ranch will probably be left to work away with just the farmhands, helper John, and we might get some others on board as well. And we might carry on Silver Run Forest to see about completing those projects that they've got that are very interesting over there. They've got the roller coaster repair and build completion, and then also some boat manufacturing, and there's all sorts of interesting stuff there to do with logging, which we haven't really experienced on Elmcreek, so it will be interesting to go and do something like that. But yeah, let's get our final harvest of these soybeans done, and I'll see you when we're finished. There we go. That's all the soybean harvested. So we can get the header dropped off. Get the header picked up and we can drop the last 6,800 litres of soybeans into the truck. And yeah, I'm hoping for, again, some big numbers. Soybean does not yield as high as some of the other crops we've had, but it is probably the most profitable of crops. So I'm hoping that we are going to make quite a bit of money from it. And yeah, this is a large field, our largest field in fact. So yeah, I'm hopeful that we are going to make some good bucks from that. There we go, that's emptied. So let's quickly dash back with the harvester, get that serviced and washed up, parked away. Then we can come and inspect the truck. Take what's left of the soybean in there to the silo and check out how much we've got in total. Service and wash, that's the least we can do for this fine harvester. And we can get it stashed back across the road in the new ranch yard. Oh, just about makes it under the clearance of the shed. That is perfect. So let's beacon off and we can shut down for the last time on Mossy Pine Ranch. 25,000 in the trailer, and I think we probably did more unloads in the silo, so it'd be interesting to see how much we've got in total, but we will find out in a short second. Here we go, so let's get the soybeans in and see how much we've got in total. So 53,059 litres from that harvest. That's pretty good. So we've got 4,413 litres of sorghum left and then 17,000 litres of oats for our horses. So that is pretty good. And yeah, we've used pretty much all the sorghum we harvested straight into the chickens, so they are hungry beasts. We will have to make sure we purchase them barley, or our next crop will have to be barley. In fact, I think yeah, barley does get drilled towards the latter part of the year, so potentially it's time to quickly flip the fields, but obviously not going to do that because we are wrapping up the Mossy Pine Ranch series. This is the penultimate episode, and in the next episode we will try and bale up all of that straw that came from the oat field, and then we'll probably sell all the produce that we've got, the eggs and the wool, and sort of round up the series there really. But that is all of our last harvests achieved. The oats, the sorghum and our cash crop, the soybean. And of course, yes, we will sell the soybean next time as well, but it probably won't be the optimum price, so yeah, we'll see what we get. But the ranch balance is looking really fantastic, so yeah, don't want to be too greedy, and we need to wrap up the series in good fashion. But that's not to mention that if people have been enjoying Elmcreek, we could always come back for a season 2. Not adverse to coming back to that, but really is time for us to experiment and find other maps, as it's nearly been a full year producing this series on Elmcreek, Mossy Pine Ranch. But yep, that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like, and if you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like me to do, then feel free to leave a comment. I'll be seeing you next time for the final episode of Mossy Pine Ranch at Elmcreek, and I look forward to seeing you then. Cheers all. Bye bye.